Hi guys, it's Molly and I am back on BookTube. I'm so sorry for my really long break. I know like a couple of people have come up to me on social media and they're like, when are you gonna upload new videos? And I'm just like, I'm so sorry, I've been so busy. I don't know if you've noticed, but I missed my November wrap-up. I didn't film it. It's a little bit frustrating because for the entire year, I never failed to film a wrap-up video. And suddenly November is like ruining everything. But yeah, I'm gonna combine my November wrap-up and my December wrap-up. I only read 6 books in the past 2 months. So the first book I read is actually a poetry book and it's Midnight Monologues by Sharissa Ongtai. This is actually written by a local Malaysian author and it's my second poetry book that I've read, but I absolutely loved it. I gave it like 5 stars on Goodreads, but it's ultimately like a 4.5 stars. I dog-eared so many pages, a lot of pages, because I just really loved Sharissa's writing. Her poetry is so nice. At the end, she also wrote some short stories which are quite enlightening. And yeah, I'm gonna show you guys maybe like one of my favorites. If you like poetry books, like if you like Lang Leaves poetry, I really think you should get this because I think it's really good. Okay, like this one. I don't know what like the normal standards of poetry is, but okay. I would never love anyone like me. I would never love anyone. I would. I don't know, to me it's kind of deep and nice and like poetic, so I really like it. So yeah, 4.5 stars for me, would highly recommend it. I received this from my secret pumpkin, which is like a secret Santa but during Halloween, but yeah. Alright, the next book I read in November was Cherry by Lindsay Rosen. This book is about 4 friends in high school. They're all girls and they decided to make like a pact before they graduate. All of them have to have lost their virginity. And I thought it was gonna be like a really fluffy, funny kind of read, so I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't expect there to be quite a lot of detail when it comes to the sex scenes in this, because I thought that YA in young adult books, they wouldn't really describe in detail these kind of things, but this one has more detail than usual. So I guess it's more about kind of like getting the exposure of what sex among the Western culture is like. So I really like comparing the cultural differences between like the Asian culture and like the Western culture. I don't know how representative it is of the American culture exactly, but it was really interesting to see how open these friends are about their sex lives to each other and stuff. Honestly, I had mixed feelings overall. I rated it a 3 out of 5, but ultimately I liked the friendship. I liked how distinct the characters were from one another, and it reminded me of my own circle of friends back in high school, where we used to be open about a lot of things as well and discuss about a lot of things. It was just nice. The friendship was really nice. I had a lot of issues as well with the writing and how all the characters just seemed too good to be true, that kind of thing. I received this as a review copy and I'm rating it 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, the next book I read in November and the last one is First and Then by Emma Mills. I received this as a review copy. It's pretty much like a really modern high school retelling of Pride and Prejudice. I don't know, if you know Pride and Prejudice, I guess you sort of know how the story goes. But I rated this I think I rated this a 3.8 or 4, something like that. It's a decent contemporary. I thought it was really draggy, nothing much actually happened. But it was nice in some parts. It was nice in the relationship development. It's a nice fluffy contemporary, not the best but quite enjoyable. So yeah, 3.8 or 4, can't remember. I think it was 3.8. Oh no, actually I read 4 books in November and the last one I read was A Million Worlds with You by Claudia Gray. This is the 3rd book in the Firebird trilogy, and as you guys might know, I'm a huge fan of that trilogy. I love it so much, and finally read the last one and I loved it a lot. I think I made a review for this. I filmed a review if you guys want to check that out. I rated it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought that the second one was the best in the series, but this one was also good. I had issues with like the first half, but the second half was just amazing. It was just so good. Like, it was just so good. And I highly encourage everyone, if you like to read science fiction, if you want to try reading young adult science fiction, definitely get into this series. It's my favorite trilogy of all time, I think. Or like one of my favorites. I have so much love for this trilogy. Claudia Gray is quite a genius with all these new twists and turns in this series. This is basically about dimension traveling. It's awesome, fast-paced most of the time. I really loved it. Please go read it. Please go read it. Go read it now. Alright, on to my December reads. The first one I read is Heartless by Marissa Mayer. Heartless is basically pretty much like a prequel of Alice in Wonderland, and it's about the Queen of Hearts before she became the Queen of Hearts. And I've never actually read the Alice in Wonderland book, the classic. I've never read it, but I've watched the movie, so I had a bit of an idea of what it was about, and I knew that the Queen of Hearts was kind of evil. So it was interesting to see how like an innocent girl, her name was actually Catherine Pinkerton, in this book at least, and how that innocent girl could turn into the Queen of Hearts. It was quite slow-paced, but it was nice, if you know what I mean. So if you don't like slow books, this is probably not for you. But I really liked being in the Wonderland world, Hearts. I really liked being in Hearts. I think that's the name of the country, the kingdom. And the romance is very cute, very sweet. The ending, the last third of the book was the most fast-paced and the most, I would say, heart-wrenching. I don't know. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I'm rating it a 4 out of 5 stars. And yeah, it made me want to rewatch Alice in Wonderland, so I went to do that. And it's actually very, very compatible with Alice in Wonderland. Like a lot of things made sense, and she tried to put a lot of background with how things started and things. So I really like that. And yeah. So the last book that I read this month is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I finally got around to reading this, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's probably my favorite book out of all the books I read in the past 2 months. I rated it a 4.6 out of 5 stars. It's so good. I like it better than the first book. I don't know, if you really like high fantasy, please get into this series. It's really good. Kaz Brekker is such a genius. I love him so much. I love all of the characters. I had a bit of a problem with the ending though. The ending, like, for one of the characters. I didn't quite like how it ended for that person. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but I did have a few issues with this book. But ultimately, it's a very, very, very enjoyable read. I wrote a whole review on my blog if you guys want to read it. I really like all the scheming and how certain plans like didn't actually work out, and how they came up with like new plans, and how there's always twists and turns here and there. I loved all of that. I loved all of it. I liked the character development for Wyland and Jesper. The relationship development between some of the characters as well was really, really cute, really, really good. And we also got a visit from some of the characters from the Grisha trilogy, and it was really nice to see them in this book, though I did wish that we got a little bit more of them in the book. But yeah, I love Leigh Bardugo's writing, her characters and everything. She's quite a genius. And yeah, I enjoyed Crooked Kingdom. 4.6 stars. Alright guys, so those are all the books I read in the month of November and December. Comment down below if you've read any of these books and if you enjoyed them and what you rated them, and we can discuss a little bit if you want. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and for staying with me throughout this entire bookish year. I'm going to do a top 16 favorite books of 2016 later on, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!